$150 for the trophy. Well, at first I was going to say no, but then I thought, I'm getting $150 anyway, because I'm going to get my afterpayment. So I said, okay. So I have a honest-to-goodness Gong Show trophy in my office at home.
That's like 6 months worth of rent right there.
Exactly.
The other thing is, and this has been in my head the entire time. What was the length of time that you had to go through to get a medical license and burning your hand?
Don't give away your secrets.
And in spite of that, I'm not stupid.
Mr. Flamo, do it. If I could have just a moment, please, to tune my candles. Ha 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 ha. Close enough. I'd now like to do one of your favorites, and I hope one of mine.
Well, I was trying to find out for myself. You know, I want the license itself. You know, so.
Actually, I found out that there was a guy in Las Vegas who stole my act. Yeah, and he was doing that act in Vegas.
More recent or back then?
About 20 years ago, I found this out.
I mean, it's still pretty recent in comparison to when we did the character.
Because a friend of mine, Marshall Rodin, went down to Las Vegas regularly, and he went to see Lance Burton's show and his warm-up comic, and he came and he said, you know, I know the guy who originated that act.
Oh, is it oops?
Yeah. A few years later, I was in Las Vegas, and I went and I got tickets for Lance Burton's show. He found out I was in the audience, completely changed his warm-up.
No way.
So that was it.
You're like, I kind of want to see it.
He's like, no, Dr. Flamo's in the audience. Do not do that act.
Yeah, I guess if I had pushed it, I probably could have sued him, but I did not want to go through all of that.
Right.
But Flamo got you to...
Flamo got me on The Tonight Show. This goes back to Milt Larson and the Variety Arts Center. Johnny Carson's casting director was a man called Jim McCulley. And Jim McCulley would go to all the comedy clubs to see all the latest comics, and he would book them on The Tonight Show. But McCulley had a reputation of, he never laughed. He would sit in an audience, stone-faced, analyzing what made your act funny. Comedians loved to see him in the audience because they knew he was looking for talent for The Tonight Show. Right. They hated seeing him in the audience because they couldn't tell if he was enjoying his actor. So I'm doing that, but I was lucky because he had 2 guests with him that night. Tim Conway and Harvey Korman.
Oh.
And Milt said, Jim McCulley is here to see a couple of magicians. One of them does a very messy act. We're going to close the curtain, clean the stage, and get ready for the second magician. Would you go in front of the curtain and do Dr. Flamo? So I said, sure. Do you know why I had played the piano for me that night? Dick Sherman of the Sherman Brothers, the man who wrote the music for Mary Poppins. Right. Dick was a friend of Milt, so he was there and played Smoke Gets in Your Eyes for me. Anyway, so I did the act, and Tim Conway and Harvey Korman wrote. Tim Conway literally slid off his chair and fell into the table. And as I'm putting my props away, Milt comes backstage and he says to me, Jim McCulley wants to talk to you in the bar.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I got booked on The Tonight Show. And The Tonight Show got me a personal manager, and the personal manager pretty much poisoned my name in Hollywood by saying, oh, he doesn't do under 5-line parts.
Oh no.
Yeah. So after pretty much poisoning my name with every casting director, I was in trouble, and I was lucky because Bozo the Clown came along, and I sent The Tonight Show tape to Chicago, and that's what got me the job. They watched me burning my hands for music and said, that's the kind of man we want entertaining children.
The sacrifice.
Look at this clown, he'll make a good clown.